Welcome back everyone to episode 4 of the Darkest Dungeon playthrough on my YouTube channel. So, the first thing we're actually going to do here before we get into characters and skills, because we did unlock the guild and the blacksmith last time, is we're going to convert resources over. Now, I didn't talk about this previously, but if you have a whole bunch of a resource that you need, such as we really badly need deeds here, and you have something you're not going to use that much of, in this case busts. Busts are used to mainly upgrade the abbey. I forget if they're used to upgrade the sanitarium at all. It might be. We don't have that open yet, or the survivalist open yet. So we don't need all of these busts right now. And we're going to convert 6 of them over to get 4 deeds. This is important because while that does reduce our busts down to 14, we now have the 8 deeds we need to immediately purchase the next upgrade on the Stagecoach network. So next time we'll have 4 characters in our party. This is one of the most important upgrades in the game to rush. As in this situation, I haven't even talked about them yet. I picked up Some Call Me Dirk, Gandalf, and Zach Kimbo, which is yet another Plague Doctor, which we might not need a second one of, and another Crusader, which again is fine, but the Abomination is great. I was hoping to get some new characters that we don't have yet. We didn't roll the best characters we could have gotten, and having more characters show up each week is integral for getting better rolls with RNG there. Now, as for the guild versus the blacksmith, we actually do not have the required upgrades to push the blacksmith over the edge yet and unlock the next tier of weapons or armor. But we are going to throw a lot of our money into the guild. Because we brought Bilby on our mission last time, we have 20,000 gold to spend. We're going to be spending it today. Or at least a lot of it today. So we're going to be purchasing the first upgrade here. Allow skills to
Some
rank
may
2.
fall, but their knowledge lives on.
And we're going to be bringing our main party to the next dungeon. So, thought about this for a while. I wanted to bring the new guys along, but this gives me an excuse to start buffing everyone's skills out and bring them to the next dungeon. So, first, we're going to be bringing Psycho Orc, Kang, Night There's More, and Wintergreen to our first dungeon in the Weald today. And I want to decide what skills I want to use. Now, on Psycho Orc, I believe with your starter Crusader, he will always have these 4 skills. But in our situation, I don't really have a need for Inspiring Cry or Battle Heal because we have a Vestal. So I'm thinking about a Holy Lance, but in this situation, in the Weald, we should never have to use Holy Lance because Psycho Orc will always be in one of the first 2 positions. He's going to be dancing around with Kang, because Kang is going to be doing Point Blank Shot, and then Duelist Advance, which I'm going to have to unlock those. So for Psycho Orc here, we're just going to buff all of his normal abilities to level 2. We're going to bring Kang in, and this is where things are going to get a little expensive. Kang is going to lose the Tracker Shot. We're not going to run it this time, or the Grape Shot Blast. And is going to pick up Point Blank Shot and Duelist Advance. I know I can only have 4 equipped at a time. Thank you, game. So we're going to be running Pistol Shot, Point Blank Shot, Duelist Advance, and Open Vein. The reason for Open Vein is because a lot of the enemies in the Weald are resistant to Blight, but not resistant to Bleed. They also typically have some kind of protection, so spending the points to get Wicked Slice, which is 15% more damage than his normal attacks. So this is just a flat-out damage boosting ability, and has a high chance to crit. It's a pretty good ability. Wicked Slice is typically better than Open Vein, but Open Vein is much better in the Weald due to the fact that Blight is pretty ineffective here, and we need Bleed. And also, enemies have protection stats, which kind of cancels out Wicked Slice. So, he's going to be using Pistol Shot when he's in the second position, Duelist Advance when he's in the second position, then when he's in the first position, because he activated Duelist Advance, we're going to use Point Blank Shot to knock him back a position, and then kind of switch position with the Crusader and him by kind of dancing around with Duelist Advance and Point Blank Shot. Not a bad strat with the Highwayman. We're bringing in, actually, wait, I don't think any of our abilities need to be buffed. Not the down. Alright, Nate, there's more. Pretty straightforward. We're definitely going to be purchasing Divine Comfort and Dazzling Light. These are typically the 4 abilities you're going to run on her. Illumination, Hand of Light, and Mace Bash are pretty niche abilities. You're not going to see them used a lot. For general purpose, which is almost what you always run on a Vestal, it's Judgment, Dazzling Light, single target heal, multi-target heal. This is what you're going to see run on almost every Vestal in the game. And finally, for Wintergreen here, It's a bit of an interesting choice, but we're actually going to be having Wintergreen take Emboldening Vapors, so Kang hits like a truck. Because Blight is somewhat ineffective in the Weald. Yes, this is a level 1 run, so enemies will not have extremely high Blight resistance, but we are going to take Emboldening Vapors for sure. We're going to be taking Disorienting Blast for sure. We're going to be running the double stun in the back for sure. And my choice actually comes down to Battlefield Medicine rank 2 because of how many enemies inflict status effects there. So we've changed up our party quite a bit here. Make sure we change their abilities accordingly. You need to do this before each run. Make sure you disable the abilities you do not want. The game has a nasty way of keeping them toggled. I think it should possibly change to what you buy, but that's my opinion. And then Duelist Advance and Point Blank Shot are going to be, this is our new skill set for Kang. For Nate, we're scrapping these two and adding these two. And here, Wintergreen, we are going to scrap Plague Grenade and Incision and take Battlefield Medicine and Emboldening Vapors. Alright. The crew is set up, I believe. Yes, we're all good to go. We can't change our camping skills yet. We can't change our gear. The Sanitarium isn't open, so I can't put anyone in there. And finally, Adamus, who is, Dirk has changed to, some call me Dirk, who is our Abomination now, by request. So Adamus is now our Jester. And he's pretty stressed out, so we're going to chuck him in the Abbey. In the Clayster. Okay, we spent 11,000 gold this week, which is a lot of gold. There will be weeks where we'll be spending a lot more gold than that, but that's why we ran Bilby last time. All right, our A team is ready to go. I'll put them in position here. Psycho Orc in front, Kang in position 2, Nate there's more in position 3, and Wintergreen in position 4, which is your typical Red Hook party. I don't believe we want Nate in position 4. Let me check. No, it doesn't matter. And for Wintergreen, yeah, Emboldening Vapors can be used anywhere, and Battlefield Medicine has to be in the back. Okay, that's what I thought. So, for trinkets, we have a couple more trinkets now. Witch Doctor is definitely getting this. And I don't know if I want -1 speed in exchange for the bleed skill on Kang, actually. It's not worth it. We need him to be fast. You don't bleed and you don't bleed, so... Disease resist. There are some diseases in the Weald. I don't really want a disease on the Crusader, and his dodge is terrible anyway. So, actually, his dodge is better than these two. That's kind of funny. 30 degrees. We're gonna probably, yeah. Actually, okay, let me show you guys the selling mechanic of the game. Oh, it's hold shift. Yep. Free 1,125 gold, because that item is terrible. Alright. We are good to go. We have all of our characters where we want them. We have Adamus in stress treatment, and we can't do anything else. We have them equipped with the correct trinkets, which is really only 2 trinkets for this round. And the mission we're undertaking is a short level 1 mission in the Weald that gives us 3 deeds. We are at 0 deeds now, so we badly need deeds. And a speed stone. A very simple item, grants the user 1 speed, but has no downsides. And speed is one of the best abilities in there, one of the best stats in the game. So actually a decent item. Unlike other runs, this is, an item that's kind of worth picking up in the early game. Here we go. So this is the Weald. We definitely want anti-venom. The Weald has several curios that can be interacted with a shovel, and has, I believe, the highest chance to spawn blockages, so we will be purchasing all 4 of these shovels, even though it's a short run. For food, we're going to do the typical 12 food. Again, that is somewhat extreme. We're probably only going to get 1 hunger ping, but in case we get 2 hunger pings, that's 8 food gone, and we need 4 food to heal our characters. I'm bringing that anyway. Finally, for keys, we're just going to take 1. I don't think I'm going to need a second one. Medicinal herbs probably only going to need 1. Torches, we'll take our typical 8. And laudanum is useless here. I don't think we can come across an enemy that can inflict horror at this stage, and we probably should take 2 bandages. And we're off. Into the Weald. Our first run through the Weald with our best party members. This should get them level 2 upon completion. Then we get to work on the B team later. But this is definitely the A team for now. And here we
Corruption
are.
has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Alright, so our objective here is complete 100% of room battles. On medium and large maps, or medium length and long length maps, 100% of room battles can be quite the trolley objective, because, you know, you could have no battles in all of these rooms right here, and then this one way over here could be a single battle, at least on this dungeon, and we could complete it. But on higher tier dungeons, because of how long they are, typically you have to clear most of the dungeon to get it. However, because of the short dungeon, there might only be one room battle here. There's probably two. I don't think there's going to be three, but there could only be one, and this could end up being really easy. However, because of our scouting ping, we know coming up there's going to be a battle in this hallway. We have to go this way. So, here we go. Ah yes, Psycho Work has kleptomania, right? Yeah, okay. Now this is the Eerie Spider Web. I believe you want to use a bandage here, but I don't remember. Not sure. I'm gonna try it. Ah, okay. I was thinking about not doing that.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Wasn't sure.
Now
Alright.
it must be carried home.
First battle, right here. Cultist Acolyte, Brawler, and Bone Rabble. Not too bad. Okay. We need to change these abilities orders. That's okay though. So, does it make sense to buff our Highwayman or immediately go for a stun on the Acolyte? I think a stun on the Acolyte is the best play here. She did dodge it though. And Kang dodged right back. Alright. Kang's first ability, we're going to be using Duelist Advance on... we have a pretty good chance to hit her. That puts him in first position, where you can then use point blank shot next turn. And dodges the stress, and replies with the riposte. That is very strong. Typically I would try to do damage to someone, but in this situation we are going to attempt to... Let's see, will the stun be a kill on her? Not guaranteed, so we're going to attempt to kill the Acolyte here.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And we got a crit on it, which recovers a good bit of stress for Nate. Now, Psychoworks is in a unique position here, because he could use Zealous Accusation on both of these characters. Because he gains bonus against the undead, it would be foolish to not take our chance to one-shot the Bone Rebel here.
Executed with impunity.
Finally, only one enemy remains, and we are going to blow his brains out with point-blank shot. 10 damage is pretty good. None of our characters can really hit that high, apart from Psycho Work with an undead bonus there. And we're going to go for a stun on him. There we go. No damage taken in this fight. Well, assuming we kill him right now, which should
Press
happen.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Now we did get some lucky dot. Oh wow, that is a lot of gold. Wow, that is 2250 gold for that. We did get a lot of dodges in the beginning there, but once the early attacks were done, the fight was going our way pretty easily. Make sure to not have somebody with kleptomania open your
Wealth
attacks.
beyond measure.
Otherwise, he'll take them sometimes.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
We know this room does not have a fight in it, so I am going to not light a torch, and we're going to walk left first. So we have to walk. As far back. Trap, but dodged it again. Getting some pretty good dodge rolls here on our characters. All right, this is the tree. The tree is anti-venom. Yep. Nice, 2 more deeds. Very good, and gold.
To be spent.
I don't really care about the journal page, though. Don't want to take up the inventory with that. Alright, we don't know what's in here, so we're definitely going to light a torch. Maybe... I'm not going to light 2 here for the sake of preserving the torch, but this fight, there may be a fight in this room. And there is not. Okay, it turns out keeping our torch was worth it. But again, there was no way of knowing. We didn't have a scouting ping. Relatively short dungeon here. It's a long hallway, though. There's probably going to be a fight. Yep, there's one. 2 ectoplasm and 2 ectoplasm. They're a surprise. It's a very easy fight, though. Nothing to really worry about here. I'm wondering if I should even go for a duelist advance. Yeah, why not? Gain the repulse effect on Kang. Can we stun? Is it even worth stunning? Actually, I got a fun idea. We're gonna give Psycho Work a damage boost so we can then one-shot both of them with Zealous Accusation. And we'll try to go for the stun on the first one. Let's see if we can get it. Nice. Alright, now if this ability lands, it's gonna kill them both, hopefully. Which it does.
Back to the pit.
Not bad.
Remind
Oh,
yourself
I didn't move him
that
out of position in time.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, so that was actually pretty lucky there. The meat interaction, it typically doesn't go well, but it did what it did for us that time, which is very good. Now this is a lock. Oh no. Darn it. Yep. Your psycho work opening a chest because he has kleptomaniacy, or kleptomaniac, so he wants to steal things, but he just got himself blighted because we didn't open it with the correct key. Good job. Now we've blockage.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption.
We're going to pop 2 torches here.
With misintent.
Yeah, it's not worth. We'll just defeat him before going in here. All right, we have highlight now, and Kang is back in his position, and we have a pretty good fight here. 2 fungal artillery and 2 fungal what are these things? Scratchers. Not a good fight. They all have protection, like I was talking about. So in this situation, we're going to try to riposte the back 2, one of them. Riposte is really good because these guys can only hit the front 2 positions, so they're going to be attacking Kang a lot, which means he's going to be attacking them a lot. We're going to go for a stun on the same fungal artillery because these guys have some pretty nasty attacks, and we're going to try to go for a double stun on them in the back here, I think. Or would it be better to move one to the front and stun him? I think that's the better play. Hopefully this moves this guy to the front. Moves him behind it. That kind of worked, I guess. It's not what I wanted to do with him. Alright, mark prey. And we get another. Wow. Very high dodging here. Kang does get hit, but because of his riposte, he's allowed to attack back. The blight is worn off on Psycho Work, and Zealous Accusation is not that great here. But we can't do much else. So we're just going to try to take down one of these guys. And we'll look for one that's weakened. I'm aware about protection. Groping Swipe again, dodges it, and is allowed to riposte. We're going to go for a second stun on the fungal artillery in the back. Hopefully this will bring it up to the front. Or was that the one we already had stunned? That was a mistake, because it has stun resistance now. Alright. Try to stun the other one with Nate, which does get stunned. Very good. And we will be going for a Fungal Scratcher. He's wounded again. Now he's down to 2 hit points. This is probably not worth point blank shouting because of such low health, so we're just going to use a normal attack, which critted.
The fiend falls,
sadly, no one else had any stress relief off of that. Marking on Kang is actually what we want here because we'll allow all the enemies to attack him and get riposted off of him. Run the mark tends to hit pretty hard, but at least we can get riposte. We're going to hopefully have Nate heal here. Point blank shot will be pretty effective against even this armored target. 9 damage. I believe that's the highest we've done on a single hit against marked. That is not something I can remove with Battlefield Medicine. So they both have low stun chance. We are going to again try to stun this character and move it to the front, which it does. Can't act. Run the mark again, which will hopefully kill off the Scratcher. Oh, the riposte wear off. Never mind. We have to go for a heal here on Kang. 6 health, not a bad heal. That mark is still there, though, and he no longer has riposte up. Zealous Accusation is very good here.
Their formation is broken.
Rain of Blight is very nasty. It was the attack I didn't want to see. We got bad humors off of it, and we got blighted. So Rain of Blight can give a disease. That's a nasty one that we're going to need to get rid of. We are still going to heal Kang, though. Which was a crit heal, bringing him up to full health. Wintergreen is blighted, and we could remove that blight. However, it's also possible to stun this target, which I think is the better play considering we have extra food to heal Wintergreen with after the blight. Character stun, cannot act. In this situation, we're just going to go for the bleed on. It's not worth going for the whole duelist advance for Poss setup again. It's going to be dead before we can get a hold of that. And Psycho Work smites it right down.
Destroy them.
Wow, that was the only fight. That was the only room fight in the dungeon. We're definitely going to continue adventuring, though. Alright, we'll use... I'm actually not going to use our other antivenom here. And we are definitely going to open this with... I believe we want to... Oh, wait a minute. Kang is going to open it with a shovel. Nope. Darn. I don't think we have anything to open it with, so we'll just... Up! Weald Explorer. That was a perk chest. Okay. Now athletics for 10% scouting achievement. Stanch in the Weald. Not a bad one to pick up. Alright, I'm not sure what curio interaction that one is. Like I said, it was one of these weird dungeons where you actually only had to fight one group of enemies. Ooh, trapped. Is that more blight?
Curious is the trap maker's
No.
art.
Very good.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Grab that before Psycho Orc takes it.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Not taking that page. Alright. Now we'll take the time to heal up Wintergreen here. We have enough food for 2 more hunger pings. We're probably going to get a hunger ping soon. There we go. And let's move forward into this room, of which we are going to pop another one of our torches. Wintergreen does have some stress. I'd like to earn some crits on that character to get his stress down, but it doesn't look like we're going to have in our battle. Here's another growth, which we can remove with the shovel. Ooh, this is a bit of a nasty fight. Okay. And we get a surprise, which is kind of funny, because that surprise is good for us, because of where it put Kang, who is now in position to use point-blank shot on this poor soul. Resisted being knocked back, sadly. Okay, instead of moving these 2 guys, I think it would be better to try to stun them both and just deal with the front 2. So, that went bad. Alright. Single stun or try to kill front guy? Try to kill front guy. Which we did. Blanket fire. The ideal here is for Wintergreen. Oh god, Shank. Okay, Shank has a good crit chance. The ideal here is for Wintergreen to earn some crits on his throws so he can reduce his own stress, because we have no other way of doing that. Well, maybe he could be crit healed. Not sure. In this situation, because of the corpse, Zealous Accusation is worse. Stunning the Brigand Cutthroat might be the better play here versus just doing damage. No, we actually are going to just do damage here and try to wipe this guy out faster. More blanket fire because we weren't able to get the stun off on them. Nate doing full damage here, not healing anybody. How selfish. We're going to go for our second double stun here, which did land and did connect. 2 stuns, which gives us more actions. Duelist advance to put Kang in primary position, and every time they blanket fire, Kang will be able to riposte because of that. But we have a bunch of corpses that are getting in the way now, so let's try to hack those down. We rolled the lowest we possibly could so the corpse stands. That's pretty annoying. There's no debuffs we can remove. We could have Wintergreen attempt to heal himself. Double stun really isn't worth it. Let's try to pull this guy to the front. Actually, no, it isn't worth it. We are going to Emboldening Vapors Kang. Which means he probably still can't do anything. I didn't think about that. Alright, well, this is going to be one overpowered knife swing on this corpse, which also rolled a 6. But it's bleeding. The corpse is bleeding. Fantastic. Blanket fire, which should trigger a post, and that it does.
Diminished.
I was thinking about doing a party-wide heal there. We all are
momentary
losing health,
abatement.
and these corpses stacking up are beginning to be a problem. Zealous Accusation to get rid of 2 of these corpses, and now force the Fusilier into a position where he will be destroyed. Try to stun the Bandit Fusilier, try to get a crit on that, didn't happen, no stun. And this guy is definitely dead. Holy cow. 27 damage crit, that's the highest of this playthrough so far.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I'm not going to consume food because we might get another hunger ping.
Packs
1,000
laden
gold.
with loot are often low on supplies.
We know there won't be battles in these rooms because we've already completed 100% of room battles, but there may be loot in the rooms, so they're worth checking. Nate this time trying to take stuff that doesn't belong to him. Alright. We're going to start We don't need the bandage, I don't think, unless we get that particular curio. Actually, I don't think we were going to need these medicinal herbs at all, so... It's not letting me throw these out, which kind of stinks. In that case, we'll chuck the jade. And I'm good to go here. Okay, 3 spiders. A pretty meager battle here, unless the 2 front ones get tons of crits, which can happen. Emboldening Vapors on Kang's Grape Shot would be really good here, but he doesn't have Grape Shot, so... I don't think Emboldening Vapors can crit at all, so in this situation we're just going to go for a stun on this guy, which I'm hoping to get crits, but for the stress resistance, it's not really working. Bite against Nate. 1 damage bite, possible blight applied. 1 blight was applied. We're actually going to, in this situation, because of the low health of the spiders, I'd rather heal the entire party. It's not worth wasting Nate's action to do damage when Kang can do much more damage in simple cycle work. Wintergreen is stunned and marked. Okay, this just got bad for him. So we're going to... Duelist Advance isn't worth it here. We need to kill these things as fast as possible. So, missing enemies, of course, the greatest possible play. Zealous Accusation isn't worth it because that has a low chance of killing them both. We need to bring these things down now.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
That might be the second highest damage in the playthrough, right after the highest damage. Alright, 0 damage on Psycho Orc, but a second stun and a second mark. This is why I hate spiders, because they mark your whole team and they can stun your whole team. 3 marks, not good.
Another one falls.
But luckily our damage, even if it's only off of Kang, is enough to wipe these out. We're going to go for a heavy heal on Wintergreen, bringing his frail 18 hit points back up to full. And Kang should be able to finish this off. Please apply bleed, so my statement is not incorrect. There we go.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Nice, more gold and free holy water if whoever wants it. We'll give it to the holy man here. Alright. Look at that, 3 thorny thickets. See, I wasn't lying about those. No, we didn't do torches, it's okay. About the blockages. And we are clear. Alright. Not a bad run. Decent gold. Only 2 deeds, we get 3 more. We did get a portrait as well. Again, not too exciting, but quest complete. With relatively no stress gain.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
So we gained almost as much gold as we spent. And time to see what we got for perks, which is the scary part. I also thought this would bring them to level 2, but it did not. Oh well. Psycho Orc acquired Cove Tactician. Again, not bad, more damage in the Cove. Kang acquired Beast Slayer. That is actually quite good, I believe, for the Darkest Dungeon. Claustrophobia. I don't know where this kicks in, but we should probably get rid of it when we get the Sanitarium unlocked. Nate acquired Balanced. Okay, move resistance, but Night Blindness. That is a very good bad perk to get, if you read that. Negative 10% damage of torch below 26. That literally does not apply to us. We never have the torch that low. So that's a very good bad perk to pick up. Balanced is not that impressive, though, for a virtuous perk. And Wintergreen picked up Quick Reflexes, an excellent virtuous perk, plus 2 speed, especially on a character that needs to go fast. Flagellant. In town will only flagellate for stress relief. Wow, diseased and flagellating. Wintergreen, your career is really hit rock bottom. Well, let's return to the town here.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
Alright. So, stress was recovered, nothing bad happened to Adamus while he was in the cloister. And the Sanitarium is now unlocked. Very nice. We have our characters here. I guess I'll show off the Sanitarium for the sake of this, before we end this episode here. Sanitarium can be used to remove negative quirks, reinforce positive quirks, and treat diseases. And Wintergreen has a disease that we have to get rid of. Bad Humor is going to cost us only 750 gold to get rid of, and negative 20% max HP is awful. So we are definitely going to spend a week to prevent Wintergreen from getting that disease. Or keeping that disease, I should say. And I'll think about removing perks next episode. I just wanted to see what we're going to do there. Alright. Very successful run. You know, it was an easy run. We encountered almost no losses, and we acquired more deeds, which we can upgrade the stagecoach further, and hopefully the blacksmith eventually. So there you go. We showed off the guild and the sanitarium today, and I will catch you all next time in the darkest dungeon.